Our procedure today is interesting. We've done two procedures on this gentleman before. He had his class 6, so he basically shouldn't have any hair on top and front. But now we created the hairline, we created the hair on the top and crown, and now we want to restore the areas that we couldn't have done before. The crown is thinning still, and the top area, a little bit of the temporal points we're going to fix, and that should be. Let's look at his pictures from before the first two hair transplants with us, and see where he was and what we did for him, and then we're going to go about what we're going to do today and show you the whole process. This is where he was when he started with us. In the front, as you can see, he had some, this is transplanted hair from before. He was in Iran and got hair transplant here. Some pluggy looking hair transplants in front, but in a big area of the top and crown, he doesn't have much hair. And again, closer look at the front, you see these are pluggy, and those are something we used to call mini grafts and micrografts that they don't look very natural because they put 2s and 3s in the very front. So we had to actually remove. This is him right after the first hair transplant. We restored a big area of the front. We removed some of those. See those dots? Those are the spots that we removed the plugs, the unnatural looking grafts in front to give him a more smooth hair. This is him after the first procedure. We've covered a big area. It looks a lot better, but the temporal points were still missing. We tried to bring them forward. After the second procedure, he has a good density everywhere. The temporal points, we want to still bring it a little bit more forward, a little more fine-tuned. And on the top, this is the big area that is very difficult to restore, so we want to focus on the crown, top, mid-front, and temporal points too. So this is the areas that we marked. The crown area, our first priority today, and then we go on the top area, and then the front, with the temporal points on both sides, and on this side we're going to bring it a little bit more forward. So we are making sights. This is one of our revisions that we're doing. The temporal points, we decided to bring it a little bit more forward, make it more solid. And then we're going to add a little bit more to this corner because we want to make it a little bit more symmetrical. Yeah, the point is not to make it 100% symmetrical because normal hairlines are not symmetrical, but it has to be reasonably symmetrical. And then patient's choice of styling has a important effect on that too. So extraction is going well. His donor is very generous despite of the fact that he had about like 8,000 grafts removed already. As you can see, it's pretty generous, and we want to make it evened out by removing the density from the back. That's the advantage of FUE procedure. It's that because like the old procedures that we used to remove a strip of the skin, now we deplete the density of the donor. So we decrease the donor density, and that horseshoe pattern men have that gives it a way that they are balding is going to be minimized, or it's going to be eliminated. Last patient of the year.
Woo! Yeah, last procedure of the year. Woo!
So this is a second day procedure from yesterday. This is 2-day procedure, shooting for over 4,000 grafts. We cover a big area of the crown and top, and touch up the other areas that we have already transplanted before. So we're starting early because the sites are already made from yesterday. Usually in 2-day cases, I make all the sites, all the designs are done the day before, and now we're doing the second day. I may still go back and make more sites, but we'll see how it goes and how many grafts we can get.